Today we are going to talk about the Hollywood Wildcat Stakes, and it's on Friday. So it's not on Saturday, it's on Friday at Gulfstream Park, and it's for 3-year-old fillies. They're going to go a mile and 1/16. And the 8-5 favorite on the morning line is Tonalist Shape. So let's talk about her first. She had a very disappointing race in the Gulfstream Park Oaks. She only finished 7th by 11 lengths. But before that, she won the Devona Dale Stakes. So which is the real Tonalist Shape?
We can forgive his last effort, mainly because he was too wide. According to Tracus, she ran around 80 feet more than the winner, that is something like 7-8 lengths. Creamery saved a lot of ground and barely beat her. So with a better trip, I think Tonally Shape will beat at least Creamery. Now Tonally Shape is on the inside, so I think he's going to run with a better trip.
Are you sure she wants 2 turns, though? I know she's a daughter of Tonalist, who won the Jockey Club Gold Cup and Belmont Stakes, but you never know.
I think he's better over 1 mile, maybe 1 mile, 1 turn race. This field is not the best field. I think this is a weak field, so I think she can handle this spot.
Cheermeister is 7-2 on the morning line, and she doesn't have any dirt starts at all, but she has plenty of turf starts, and she won a turf stakes in February, the Here Comes the Bride Stakes, and she was also runner-up in March in the Sanibel Island Stakes, both at Gulfstream, but as I said, she doesn't have any dirt starts. She does have some dirt pedigree. Her dam is a half-sister to Giant Gizmo, who won a few dirt stakes races. And Bodymeister, of course, finished second in the Kentucky Derby. So what do you think of Cheermeister?
Cheermeister has some thought of pedigree also. You are right, but there, at first view, I thought she had all their pedigree, but that is not right. I think, let's see, her dam or her second dam ran in Italy, or her dam. Oh yes, her second dam ran in Europe and was a turf filly. She also ran at Arlington Park, and that is synthetic, and won at in turf.
Are you talking about
So
Golden and Antigua?
yes, Golden Antigua. She was a turf filly, and Kulu was also turf filly.
And Kulu is a half-sister to Tableau, who was a European filly who won 2 Group 3 stakes races. So there is some dirt and there is some turf. It's a mixture.
Another thing, I don't know, Kulu produced a horse named Ippolito Caffi. He's Italian based. And she also produced a colt named Cool Navy. And he is Russian based. So maybe her best progeny is Cheermeister.
Interesting. Do they have dirt racing in Russia?
Yes, but it's a very low level.
Oh, okay. um, I don't want to take a risk on Cheermeister. I think I want to see how she does on dirt first.
Me also, I prefer to watch her.
Okay, well, Dreamery is 5-1 on the morning line, and she comes out of the Gulfstream Park Oaks just like Tonalist Shape, and she actually finished ahead of her, like you just said. She was 6th by 11 lengths. But you said that it was because she saved ground that she finished ahead of Tonalist Shape.
And she also, in the Davonadale, she had a better trip. She That race was a hot pace, and she stuck the pace, and she had no excuse to pass Tonal Shape or Spice Nice. And she simply flattened it a bit and just took a third place.
You think she should have been a little bit closer in the Devona Dale?
Yes, and she had a very good trip in that race. I mean, I don't know why she just tried, but just flatten it a bit.
I do like her pedigree for going long. This is a Great R filly out of a Curlin mare, so I don't think the distance will be an issue.
No, the distance is not an issue. I think she beat Tonali's shape mainly because she saved a lot of ground.
Right. I
Yes,
only like her underneath in this race.
probably that is a good play.
Okay, how about Up in Smoke? We skipped her. She was 4-1, or she is 4-1 on the morning line, and she comes off a 3-length win locally in an allowance race, but it was just 6 furlongs. All three of her races and all three of her wins came at 6 furlongs. And that kind of worries me because I think the trainer would know if this filly looked like a router. He wouldn't wait this long, 4 races, to stretch her out. What do you think?
I think she's a one-turn filly. She rolled late in his last race, but it's not the same to run late on one-turn races than two-turn races. I just think she's a sprinter.
Right. I think she looks like a closing sprinter, and her sire is the big beast who was a stake sprinter. So I don't think she's going to handle going a mile 1/16th, but she could prove me wrong.
And this is also a big step up in class.
Right. Okay, let's move on to my pick. She's 8-1 on the morning line, but I'm not sure that's accurate. Her name is Villajantis Way. I don't know if I said that right, but anyways, this is a daughter of Medaglia de Oro and also a daughter of Salute. And Salute is a half sister to, well, Salute produced Mr. Speaker, who we all know, and she also produced State Flag and Fire Away, if any of those names sound familiar.
Snap decision also.
Oh, yeah. Vigilante's Way is just getting her career started. She won. She broke her maiden at Tampa Bay by 2.25 lengths. But the field she beat wasn't that great. I admit that part. What do you think?
Yes, she beat Estilo Talentoso at Tampa Bay. And Estilo Talentoso then failed in her next race. She was third in that race. So I think she beat not a good field. She has the pedigree to root, has the pedigree to run fast, but I think she's not good enough for this spot. I really don't like the fillies that came from Tampa Bay. Maybe I'm biased, but when
You
I
think
watch,
Tampa Bay is a weaker track?
just a weaker track. I don't know. When I watch a horse that run at Tampa Bay, I don't like it.
One more note about her siblings. Those names I just rattled off. All 4 of her siblings to raise earned 6 figures in their career. Well, in Mr. Speaker's case, he won over $1 million. So this is a very good family. I think she could improve going a mile 1/16th, but we'll see.
Yes, I agree. She has a very good family. His broodmare, his dam line is especially very nice. But she needs to improve. She really needs to improve to beat this field.
Okay, is there any other filly you want to talk about before we close it out?
Yes, a filly that probably she's stepping up in class and she will pay around 15 or 18-1. She's Money Never Sleeps. Okay, Money Never Sleeps, if you watch her last race, okay, she won just on the starter optional claiming. But if you watch her race on April 10th, it was third to a filly that is unbeaten in two starts, Finding Fame. I think Finding Fame will run some stakes very soon. And the filly has been, according to Brisnet, she has been improving his numbers since she was claimed to Todd Pletcher. She recorded a 74 and on her maiden claiming win. Then she improved to 86, and in her last race she recorded a 90 speed figure.
Right, she improved her numbers actually on Timeform US as well. She went from the 60s and 70s to 82, 91, and 91, which is kind of strange because you don't think that claiming off Todd Pletcher would mean improving the filly, but this is where she is.
I really liked it, that race where she was third to Finding Fame. And I remember another good filly around that race is that she was a favorite on that time. It was Four Graces. Four Graces was the favorite on that race, and she was fourth.
I just can't go over the starter allowance though. I mean, is she gonna go from a starter allowance to winning? Well, I know this is an ungraded stakes race, but there are some good fillies in here. I can't trust her on top.
I just think if Tonally Shape just don't fire, I think any of these filly can win.
If Tonalist Shape doesn't fire, any of these fillies could win.
Yes.
Even Wanderlust.
Oh well, Wanderlust. I don't know what's doing Wanderlust in the big spot. But okay, Pleasant Orb or Tonally Shape or Money Never Sleeps, Vigilante's Way, Creamery, Cheermeister, all of those fillies has a shot in case Tonally Shape doesn't fire.
Okay, do you have any thoughts about Pleasant Orb before we close it out?
Maybe Pleasant Orb. Okay, I didn't like that much her win. I think in the stretch, I thought she would have win by several lengths.
Yeah.
But yes, but no, Sneer just came back and just lost by a half length. Sneer was a favorite, I think 2 weeks ago, and he was
fifth. Yeah, I'm gonna toss out Pleasant Orb. I'm not gonna use her. So my final choice is just Vigilante's Way. I don't know if I have a second choice in this race. I don't even know if I'm gonna bet. I think I might just watch the race.
I just think Tonally Shape is going to win this race. But in case of, I'm using Money Never Sleeps as a long shot.
I think you're wasting your money.
That would life up the channel name.
Oh yeah, well I need to change that. Okay, so your choice is Tonalist Shape, but Money Never Sleeps is your second option.
Yes.
Okay, well, thanks for watching. There should be plenty of races to choose from next week. And yeah, the Matt Win Stakes is next week, so maybe we'll do that. We'll talk about it. Thanks for watching this episode, and see you guys later.
See you soon.